Charlotte, we're going along so quickly. I want to make sure we get in coming up with a little bit of a list for people should have. So let's get that out of the way right now.
I think that's a good idea.
So when I'm going to get a bug out, a ready-to-go kit together, what would you recommend?
Peter, it would be best, one of the most important things is to have good identification that matches your pet to you, to some paperwork. There have been many people who have taken on the microchip idea. Microchips are the best way for your pet to be identified should your pet get displaced or lost from you. Again, we can't plan what might happen. Those can be placed by your veterinarian. Also, have a collar and a tag with some numbers on there. We're talking pets now. We could, if we have time, we'll talk about some livestock issues.
We'll get to it.
Okay. Searching in advance, again, looking for pet-friendly places, and then a buddy system as well, so that if you are away, if an evacuation order comes in, that your neighbors have keys to your house and you there so you can help each other out. But that ready kit you asked about, Peter, one should take a sturdy carrier that a pet can turn around and stand in. Because one doesn't know. I don't know if I evacuate with my dog whether I'm going to find a shelter space where I can let my animal out for several hours. So you want them to be safe. Same with your cat. So a sturdy carrier that they can stand to turn around in. You want to take their food, at least 3 days of food, possibly a week. And if you prepare that ready kit, you'll have to change that food out periodically. If you don't ever have to use it. Water, at least 3 days worth to a week's worth. Their medications, their records, especially their vaccine records, especially their rabies vaccine records. Photographs of the dog in case you have to post a lost sign or a photograph of you with the dog or cat, pet, first aid kit, and a leash and extra ID tags. And we're going to give the folks some links on your website so they can find more information, but they can always best to check with your veterinarian as well.
I'm sure that vets have these lists too.
They do.
We have a call from Frank on Highway 123 in Easley. Frank, how are you?
Yeah, hi, doing great. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Quick question, kind of in regards to the previous question. Can you comment on safety within the pet evacuation shelter? In that if I bring, my animal there and I'm alongside potential poisonous reptiles or other, dangerous animals, are there safety precautions in place?
Charlotte?
Well, Frank, good question. You're thinking ahead. And basically, if you were in that situation, one would hope that there's, some common sense decisions made there that animals will be separated. I've seen some examples where they did shelter some snakes and birds, etc., and they were really kept in a separate area. But I will say that currently, if you enter a facility that is going to be an evacuation center for pets, and again, we're developing those as best and fast as we can, there are going to be some rules that you sign, or I would sign as I enter, and some of those are going to be that stuff may happen, that we understand this is not a pure environment, that it's risky, but certainly there would be provisions made that the animals would be kept safe.
Not only that, Frank, I think that these are under emergency situations, and people are going to, again, put people's safety first, and the animals are going to be accommodated as best they can. But again, this is the responsibility of the pet owner, and they will be told that if they have an animal that may cause safety issues, they may have to find alternatives. I think the best way to approach this is see what is being done at your county level. Make sure before you go in that you know what the situation is, and that you've got all the necessary parts of your kit in place to be able to handle your own animal.